Um, I don't know what day. Well, I do know what day it is. It's Christmas Eve, um, and it's Wednesday. Now, I don't think I said anything about a few meetings. Well, I didn't say anything last Saturday. Um, go back to Saturday week ago on the 13th of December at Kembla Grange. Um, we had a situation where the track was a very heavy track, a heavy 10, and the rail was 8 metres out. And there was a very strong breeze blowing. When they turned for home, uh, they ran into it. And the only race where, well, we didn't see a leader win all day. And we saw the last race come along, um, which was race 7. There were only 7 races. And there were only 4 runners, And we saw the favourite, a 2's on chance, sit outside the outsider of the field and beat it by zero 0.8 of a length. And they got to the middle of the track. The leader would have been affected by the breeze turning for home. So I suppose the 2's on chance to be 2's on again when they if they ran, and the second horse might be, which started around about a 12 to 1 pop, only might be a 4 to 1 chance. So work it out for yourself. We went to Hawkesbury on the Sunday. We had a soft track there, soft 5. The rail was in the normal position. There was no breeze, but the inside section of the track was definitely affected, and it was better to. I think there were leaders, a couple of leaders that won, but it was better to be just off the pace and be most certainly off the fence in the straight. That was last Sunday. We went to Wyong on Thursday, and the track was a good 4. The rail was in the normal position. We had a breeze which was nearly behind them up the straight, and well, they had a little bit of rain the night before, but not enough to turn the track from a good anything from a good 4. And I think the fence at Wyong, even though the track was good and the rail was in that normal position, the fence at Wyong was a little bit sus. It was best to be off the pace, a little bit off the pace, but most certainly off the fence from the turn to the winning post. Now, we went to Kembla Grange last Saturday, the 20th of December. The track was good, the rail was normal, and the wind was out of that northwest situation. And I think well, it was quite obvious that the inside section of the track wasn't the place to be, especially, well, it could have been slightly affected on the inside, but most certainly when leaders turned for home, they were affected by the wind, and it was best to be sitting off the pace. It all depends how the pace was, of course. If you didn't go that hard up front, well, it was easy to stick on, but if there was more pace, it was very easy to swoop there. Now, that got those provincial meetings out of the way. We went to Canterbury on Wednesday, the 17th of December, where the track was good, was upgraded from a good 4 to a good 3. The rail was 8 metres out, and there was a very strong southeasterly blowing. And when they turned for home, the leaders ran straight into that wind. And did we see a leader get home there? I think well, it led all the way in the second race, Gossamer. It was a strong win. There was only 4 lengths between first and second when they hit the line, but to lead, and didn't get along that hard, to lead and hang on was a little bit better effort than it actually looked. And then after that, we saw a goal 77, which is obviously a horse with plenty of potential. It's only had the 2 starts now, trained by Chris Lees, ridden by Horseman Bowman. It sat outside the leader and trotted in race 4, won by 4 3/4 lengths, and so on. The meeting, as I say, leaders were slightly affected by turning for home by that strong wind. We got to Rosehill last Saturday, and the track was a good track, good 3, and the rail was 2 metres out. And as it turned out, the inside section of the track, I thought, was an advantage. We did see the favourite, the unraced runner trained by John O'Shea, Ottoman, miss the kick or jump awkwardly, and then cop a bit of a squeeze, a bit of a squeeze at the start, and then it ran on very well right down the outside. As its price suggested, we put it up the we'll have you 3 for 1, and I let you lay the 5 for 2 on, and it sailed down the outside, as I say, to round them up, only win by 0.2 of a length. After taking everything into consideration, I still did mark it a 6 to 4 on chance, and it was the only runner all day to come from behind and down the outside and win. Now, as the day progressed, we saw runners that were near the lead and saving and on the fence, and staying on the fence, having an advantage. I don't know whether I'm going, well, I was just about to say, I don't know whether I'm going mad or not. I suppose I'm not mad, but I know I'm a complete nut, a ding-dong dell. But I have repriced this race, race 2. We all saw the trouble and that Harrier Jet got into in this race. And after going around the world and scratching my head a few times and saying, well, that can't be right. How are you completely mad? And I said, yes, you are. But I did come up with a price about Harrier Jet in race 2. If you run that race again, I came up with and said it started $9, 8 to 1. And I said, if you ran this race again, it would be a 10 to 9 chance. But don't take any notice of that, because I am Stone Yarra. But as I say, that meeting last Saturday at Rosehill, as we got towards the end of the program, to my eye, it was quite evident that the fence and leading on the fence was an advantage. Very hard to make up ground down the outside. And what about Rosehill? I've said this before. Rosehill has become, apparently in the new year, the Captain Cookies in the ring where we are at the moment, we're all being moved inside to the grandstand. It won't make any difference. The only difference it will make is we'll all have to take some headache tablets with us, because in there, there's a race every 2 minutes, because the TAB, the cancer of racing, has got to have a race every minute and a half for all those 1.3 million grumble and grunters they've got on their books to invest a few coins on. And we're going to be in there listening to all those races, and all of the pen and inkers, they're going to be in there tripping over, and it won't be worth 4 bob. We're better off staying where we are and putting up with it, and like it's only going to cause problems for the dozen retired Greek card players who are going to have to get in there with the pen and inkers, all the drunks inside in the public area. They'll say, oh, let us out of here. They all like having a Casper out the back in between races and whatever. And in there you can't have a Casper, of course. So it's not going to make any difference. But they say that's where we're going in the new year. But at the moment, fair dinkum, Rosehill, it is fly blown. They say it's fat. They say it's fat in the grandstand, in the members' grandstand. There's one Captain Cookie. He's got stands on 2 levels, and on some days he's got to hire a huge amount of staff to take all the beds. They've all got little jackets on and so forth. What a license! Oh my God! And then there's a couple of other. There's another Captain Cookie down there as well. Now, he's wrangled his way in there. Oh my God! As I said, if they had to come out into the marketplace, if they were forced by the people in charge to say, "Now come on, you've had the party's been on for it's been a gay and hearty for a long time now, boys. You've got to come out into the marketplace with these other Captain Cookies and work your way up. And if you're one of the 11 top holders, you can have one of the 11 agencies we need in the grandstand." But the party's over. Well, as I said before, they would retire. It's as simple as that, because they would lose their undies their Reg Grundies. They'd lose their Reg Grundies in the marketplace. It was fair dinkum. You have got no idea. It was maggotless. It was fly blown, the betting ring. Our main pro, he's on holes. He's gone to Acapulco, taken the family to Acapulco, and with the other 2 or 3 of our top pros, they didn't play ball. And we were left up to, who's left? Nobody, really. And so that was last Saturday at Rosehill. We got today to Warwick Farm. And, well, it was the same old Christmas Eve. There were a few rolled up there. The track was a good 3. The rail was 3 metres out. And the fence, the 18 pence, was very sus. It was very evident. The first race you couldn't tell because the winner sat outside the leader. The very well backed Hearns Oak was 5-2 into 2s, and the opening favourite, Redoubtable Heart, it was 6-4 out to 9-4 back into 2s. Had its chance, but had to get inside the leader on the turn, who was Our Catch, trained by Io in the lead, and it naturally led. But I thought, watching that first race, wait there, the fence might be the place to be here, because we saw the third place getter, Waldenstein, come from last right along the fence and was only beaten 2.1 lengths, making up a lot of ground. So the first race was no guide. But then as the meeting went on, it was quite evident. We saw the second winner sit 3 wide outside the lead. We saw the next winner suck up from third position and get to the outside. And then we saw thereafter the leaders, when they were coming to the turn, staying well away from the fence. In race 6, we saw Magic Jewel go straight to the lead, but when they appeared turning for home, there it was, 4 horses off the fence, with the winner sucking up behind it, staying off the fence. No, he was too clever. Horseman Bowman, he didn't go inside it, exactly like there was a replica in the last race, actually. Horseman Bowman, he didn't go inside it where there was a stack of room. He said, "No, I'm not going in there falling for the 3-card trick. I know that's no good in there." And he got to the outside of Magic Jewel and beat it by 0.2 of a length. And it was a replica ride in the last race, where we saw Darcy's Affair go straight to the front, ridden by Winona, and Bowman following it all the way, coming from an outside alley, Great Esteem, sitting in second, and then looking at Winona turning for home. Winona was a Jerry. She didn't stay near the fence turning for home. But Bowman's vigour was the deciding factor here. He's stronger than Winona, and he was able to really belt Great Esteem in the last couple of strides to only beat her by 0.3 of a length, and coming off their heels, staying away from the fence, sucking up on the inside, was the third place getter Emerald City, who was slightly held up turning for home, and it was only beaten 0.3 of a length. The way the race was run, a little bit hard for swoopers to win that race, and even for swoopers during the day. It was best to be up near the lead, and get away from that fence, and that was the best position to be in. We saw that was the we saw that pattern evolve as the day went on. Tomorrow is Christmas Day. I hope everybody has a lovely day. Everybody love each other, and have a nice day. And we've got, of course, the meeting at Randwick on Friday, Boxing Day. And now I'm giving 1,000 to 1 about this. I'll bet you that the good old Irish and the English are out there in force, and they will outnumber the drunken Australians. Ah, yes, the good old Irish and the English, they'll be out there at Boxing Day in force, and they'll outnumber all of the Aussies who'll be fair dinkum in a coma after Christmas Day. Not that the Irish and the English won't be in a coma, but they can back up. That's what kills them, you know. The backup kills them, but the Irish and the English, they're good backer-uppers. And they bloody bet a lot bigger than the Aussie punters do. So we'll see you Boxing Day, and then of course we've got Canterbury on Saturday, which should be a good meeting in Canterbury on Saturday, I should say. So stay healthy, and we'll talk to you later on. Good evening.